Okay, good morning, YouTube followers. Today I'm going to be grafting avocado, but I wanted to talk about parafilm for a minute. Um, so we're going to wrap these bud sticks, and this is surprise. And see, this is what you want right here: is these axillary buds. These are vegetative buds, and you want them up towards the top of your scion. And then the area that you're going to cut down here, preferably should be straight. I could actually reduce and use it that size, but this is the stick I cut from the tree. I'll modify it when I get to the graft site. Here's a second one. Again, really nice axillary buds on really firm wood right here where we're going to cut. You can't see how my finger here, and my thumb in the middle. It's not pliable. It's firm. It's hard. You don't get the pith in the core that way. But let's go back to the parafilm. So in my case, I bought a large roll, which was a little bit of a mistake. It's cheaper that way, but in order to keep and use this amount, it's difficult because it breaks down to heat. So even here now already, the outer portion of this is getting tight to the paper. There's parafilm F. This is M. See the M in blue? Yeah, the F is for florist tape, and it does come in 1-inch wide rolls. This is a 2-inch wide roll. I'm going to show you how I cut it in a minute. This is actually a better product because it's slightly thinner than the florist tape. Florist tape works fine, and it's a little bit better in the field. You can carry it in your pocket. It's not as sensitive to heat as this material here. This is made primarily for the lab. Usually comes in 4-inch wide rolls, but they cut it into a 2-inch wide roll. Okay, so let me pause and then I'll show you what we're going to do here. Okay, so they're marked in two-inch squares here. So I usually like 4-inch long pieces, and I generally cut that in half. So everything I use is 1x2. And I told you that this material here is sticking, so I have to take a little bit extra care to take the paper off here. Oops, I have it upside down. Can you pause it, maybe? Okay, like I said, this got a little bit old, so now, I had to fuss with trying to. But now I end up with a 1x2, and I'm just going to stretch this to the point before it breaks there. Do you see that? I'm just wrapping this, stretching it before it breaks, and that takes a little bit of experience with this. And then just keep wrapping. And you can spin it like this if you want. And then I seal the top. And that thing right there now, I can graft in this area here. And this is, all preserved. All my nice buds are preserved. Okay, I'll do another one if you want to stop. Okay, so just see how it's coming off there. Okay, so this one here, this is a big one. What is that, about 8 inches? I'll go all the way down here, pull, wrap, spin, pull. Oh, there it is. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for it to show you that it can break. Then you just, go to the end of the break like that. And then just resume with your, now I'm into one of those sections where the material got old. That's what happens to the material a little bit if it gets old, is it tends to like break really easily like that. So there we go. But I want a little bit more on there, so I'll add a little extra piece here. No, that's no good. So I'll cut and finish wrapping this then. So let me just tell you why I like the parafilm so much, besides the fact that it preserves the buds and it breaks down so slowly that the buds emerge through the plastic incrementally. So if you can cover a bud stick like this with a plastic bag, but then it goes from the tissue goes from 100% humidity in the bag to ambient humidity, which is quite low when you remove the bag. Whereas with the parafilm, the bud is emerging through the plastic, but in such incremental, small incremental components that there's no shock that occurs. You watch, if you put you get really nice growth inside a closed plastic bag. As soon as you remove that plastic bag, you induce a really strong stress. There's no stress involved in this. And here's another really great feature with parafilm. You can completely wrap the parafilm stick and ship it. You know, you don't need room temperature. I mean, refrigerated temperature. This can just be shipped at ambient temperatures, and it preserves really well. This is material I got from Santa Clara. The grower thinks it's different than the gem variety, so he calls it SC Gold, and I'm going to graft a stick for him on my trees and compare it with my gems. All right. So this is a really wonderful application that you can use with parafilm. Parafilm, you know, if you bought a roll like I did, you could go to your fruit grower groups and just cut pieces like this and sell it for a nickel a piece or something, and everybody would be very happy. Another thing is I wanted to share is this is tie tape. It's clear tie tape. But it's not parafilm. Parafilm, another name is netafilm. I've heard other people refer to films similar to this. I don't know what they're called, but they're used primarily in the laboratory. See the laboratory film there, but this is tie tape, and this is a thinner mill than we want to use for grafting, and unless you're using small grafts. And here's your standard tie tape, half-inch tie tape, 6 mil tie tape, and this is good for small grafts. But I'm going to use 1 inch, and we'll see that in the field. Okay.